So this is a chess set. And I want to show you how each player behaves using this chess set as a template, as a frame of reference, okay? So the king is the political system. All right? So the first idea to understand is that when you fight a war, you're not trying to defeat the other person's military. Doesn't really get you anywhere. What you're really trying to do is you're trying to put your opponent in check by attacking the political system. All right, and I'll show you how later on, okay? So the king is the political system. The queen is the grand strategy. The grand strategy is, again, how each player perceives geopolitics and how to best dominate geopolitics, okay? And then you have the bishop, the knight, and the rook. And these are the attack vectors. The attack vectors are your mechanisms, your tools for achieving your grand strategy. Right? And now you have the pawn. And the pawn are just that. They are sacrificial tools that you can use in order to advance your grand strategy, okay? You just throw them away. You don't really care. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so now let's apply this system to the 4 nation states. United States, Russia, Iran, and Israel. All right, okay. So, the United States, the political system, of course, is a democracy. And this is both good and bad, okay? It's good in that it allows for innovation. It allows for debate and openness and creativity, okay? So that's what's good about democracy. What's bad about democracy is the idea of polarization. Okay, polarization. Okay, why? Because in a democracy, you have different political parties. And they can reach a point where they just refuse to work together. And all they care about is destroying each other, regardless of the consequences for the nation in geopolitics. And this is what's happened in the United States so far, right now, where in America, Trump hates the Democrats much more than he hates the Russians or the Chinese or the Iranians, okay? All right, so the way you put America into check is by enhancing the polarization and causing a civil war. Okay, does that make sense? You cannot defeat America militarily. It is impossible to do so. The only way to defeat America is if you force it into a civil war that distracts it from the world, okay? So that is the American political system. Then the grand strategy. The grand strategy is called Greater North America. And the idea of Greater North America is North America by itself, it's a self-sufficient continental fortress. No one can invade it, no one can attack it, and it has all the resources it needs to survive. So all America has to do is unite North America and then cause chaos around the world. Okay? So what the trick is how to create unity in Greater North America, and the theory that they use is something called the technate. Right? And the idea of the technate is a democracy is inherently volatile and unstable. You're better off transitioning democracy into a technocracy ruled by the experts and ruled by AI. Okay? So basically, try to create an AI surveillance state, which is what's happening in America right now. Okay? Something that we'll discuss in greater detail next week. All right, so now we go to the attack vectors of America. What are their tools and instruments in order to achieve the grand strategy? Well, the first major tool is digital technology, okay? Meaning that America has GPS satellites, it has precision weapons, it has the best air force in the world, it has aero supremacy, okay? So technology is a very important tool. Then you have propaganda. Propaganda is basically America controls the world's most powerful media systems, including the New York Times, including CNN. Okay, and therefore it can control the narrative of the world. Now last is the US dollar. Okay? The US dollar is the world's global reserve currency, and therefore America has unlimited financing. All right? So as you can see, America is a very powerful empire. Now we go to the pawns, okay? The sacrificial tools. And so what America can sacrifice in order to achieve its grand strategy are its allies, which are essentially its vassals. All right? So that is the American system. Right? Now we can understand how America will fight this war in Iran and how it will proceed to fight World War III. Because grand strategy, it's just not only how a nation will go out to dominate the world, but it's also constraint on their behavior. They can only operate within the contours of their grand strategy.